everything is working well, and we can start. Hop. Audio. Okay, it should work. Okay, nice. Because my screen is freeze on Binance. I don't know why, but if you can see my current screen, that's okay. So yeah. So yesterday I did not post, I did not dive into this market, but we are going to check it today together. I will start with Bitcoin first, and I explained that while the Bitcoin dominance why decreasing was decreasing the few weeks ago, we saw a pump on altcoin around that time, the end of August, and when we touched the support around 57, then the dominance went upward. But what we saw is that despite this pump, altcoin market started to dump also. So that's why we have a very huge indecision on the market. And if you look at this chart also, so this is the total crypto market cap, so the total altcoin market cap against Bitcoin. Let me check. Yeah, so this is the Bitcoin outlook divided by the total crypto market cap. So meaning that the altcoin market cap, as you can see, is still very, very weak, and we are still in a bearish cycle. In my opinion, most of altcoin, despite the recent pump and the recent move on Bitcoin, especially from 60 to 120 plus K, most of altcoin, if you see, remain stuck in a bear market. They have not break above their main monthly or weekly support and weekly resistances. So you can see on this chart that on the previous huge gap and wave of liquidation we saw on the alt market, we bounced exactly at this level. But the real question now is that, because many of you and me also, we are very indecisive to say if we are in a bull cycle, if we are in a bear cycle. It's very hard to say currently. And as you can see on this chart, Bitcoin remains very strong against the alt market cap. And the good question is, will we continue this pattern, and will alt continue to dump? Likely, if it happens, Bitcoin is gonna test, I think, 90k on the scenario I gave you. Or will we start to see an alt season, meaning that if we break above this accumulation pattern, likely can be a bearish accumulation pattern, or it can be also a kind of wedge, downtrend channel breaking by the upside. But we are not fixed yet, because as you can see, we are still very neutral. And so the next few weeks will very likely give us the market direction, especially of course because of the shutdown, the US shutdown. So we will be fixed. And if this chart break above likely 0.1450, then we could expect to see a mini alt rally, at least to exit this resistance. So we could see a lot of move on the altcoin on the upside if we break this pattern. But currently the momentum remains clearly bearish on altcoin compared to Bitcoin. So will we dump and consolidate lower before to break the pattern? Because of course We can also see a double bottom, but there is a great chance for this pattern to break by the upside, except in case of very bad economical news and or black swan event. If we break by the downside, meaning that we are gonna nuke a lot, but for now, yeah, the structure remain like this, and we can't, it's very hard to say what could be the next move. So that's why, despite Bitcoin hanging at a very high price, we are not fixed about the alt season, and this can explain also a lot of liquidation wave on the market, with a lot of assets moving on both sides with high volatilities. So currently, if we move on Bitcoin, we still have the weekly uptrend supporting prices. Maybe, yeah, if I fix, yeah, from the bottom, because I not adjust the chart from the last week. Okay, if we draw the 2 point here, but if we look closely at the chart, yeah, I don't think this one is valid. Okay, so we are still with a bullish momentum on the weekly. The 100k support, let's say 99, 100k, so this is the monthly, weekly support, still holding, meaning that the momentum remain bullish despite the weak price action on the short term. Okay, for me this is a bad structure, and as I said, we could see a breakout of this uptrend to reach the 92k, as I explained. So please review the previous Bitcoin view I shared. So there is two possible scenarios here. If we hold again above 100k, then we are gonna move once again likely toward the 120k. But for now, bulls remain very weak, as you can see. So we are still very neutral and stuck under the 108, 107.5k, and the 99.5, 100k support still holding. At least altcoin can move upward as long as we hold above this level, but in case of daily close under 100k, I think that will be very bad, because for many weeks now we are holding above this level, and this could lead to a huge sell pressure. What to say more? Yeah, on the weekly, same resistances, 115, 118, 120, and for now, yeah, we have a doji on the weekly, but for me this is likely gonna break by the downside. And I saw on many bull cycle, many bull trend assets, we can have this possible scenario to trap retails especially, and people which are gonna likely panic sell. So meaning that we can have this scenario if the uptrend momentum remain intact, then yeah, we have the golden pocket exactly at 92, above this level. We can have this possible scenario because we are still above many huge support, so we could see a kind of bear trap, meaning that if we break the trend, then people will think that we are gonna see a sharp dump. Of course, this could happen because we can see a dump towards 70k if we confirm the weekly break under the trend. But a possible scenario could also be a false breakout of the trend, consolidation around 88, maybe 83 or 92 depending of the bull of the sell pressure, and then we can move and above the trend again to gain momentum, then breaking above 88. So that's a possible scenario to trap buyers, because they will think that we start a possible bearish move, but we have to confirm this on the higher time frames, of course. Currently, yeah, as I said, I will move on the H4 view. We have this downtrend right now, and on the H4 view we are still very neutral and stuck inside the 108 and 100k 99, but this support is likely to be break for me if we not push above the downtrend. So my bias looks bearish. At least we are gonna fill this gap 92k 91k, and under this level we have the weekly Kumo that can be tested, as I explained. As long as we don't close a weekly inside the Kumo, then the momentum the higher time frame remain bullish on Bitcoin, because if you look at the weekly view, I will remove on the same view I gave you even a few months ago, yeah, because this is the monthly view, and on the monthly, technically we are still bullish, so meaning that Bitcoin remains very, very strong against the alt. And yeah, the 50% fib level, the mid area of Tenkan-ki June is at 87k, around 87k. You have also this low. So this is tricky because we have many important levels. So the good question and the real question is to find which one will be the determinant to have a good vision about when we will start a new cycle. Will we enter in a bear market for a few months, at least, a few months, or even 1 or 2 years, or will we consolidate, move higher, or will we start a bear market for few months? For now, this is very unstable, and at least if we hold momentum above 75, 73, then for me we are still in a bull cycle. But you see this low here at 82. If we close a weekly candle under 82, which is likely gonna be tested if we break under 100k, as I explained, because this could lead to a huge gap here. So to explain more in detail, we have the 88, which can be the 50% fib support here for a bull continuation. Okay, so if we break by the downside, consolidate on 88k support, then that will be pretty good for the bull scenario. If we break and if the bearish pressure is pretty strong, then we have to keep an eye on the 82 and 74k as support and 79. And in case of weekly candle close under this very important low, that will be for me the time to move in stablecoin, because if this level is break, we could see a gap toward 50k. And I'm not joking, because since many months now we are trading in this huge and clean uptrend, and at the breakout of this low, if it happen, then we could see a strong sell pressure or even panic move coming on the market. So to sum up, my bias is still bullish for the long term, so monthly view, Okay, weekly we are neutral on the weekly view, so 1 week equal 1 candle. Okay, on the daily view we are also neutral, but the bias, the current direction, market direction for me remain likely bearish, so we are likely gonna see a dump as I expect and a possible breakout of the main trend. So you know my accuracy. This scenario might happen, and the good question on this scenario is, will we hold above, yeah, I said 88 first, the 82. If we break under 82, then cautious with your long-term investment, especially large cap, because we could see a sharp dump on Bitcoin. The good question also is, if Bitcoin dominance decrease a lot, will altcoin dominance move up, which could be the start of an alt season, or will altcoin dominance move downward with Bitcoin? And if it's the case, then we will see a lot of money outflow from the crypto market again. So that's very important, and a possible scenario for me will be this. The main scenario I have in mind, yeah, something like that. Breakout of the trend, panic move to trap retails and buyers, and then we are gonna move higher because of fundamentals, of course. Bitcoin adoption on many I can say field, like institutionals, layer 2 blockchain also building on Bitcoin, which could drive a lot of liquidities on the side chain of Bitcoin, meaning that DeFi associated with Bitcoin could lead to a huge inflow of money via the Bitcoin. And yeah, so what do you think about this scenario? This is a very tricky time currently, because I'm trading this market since many years, and I've never seen such huge waves of liquidation and volatility on the alt market. So that's why we should stay humble and not give users fake promises, saying that, oh, we are in bull market, no, we are in a bear cycle. Currently, no, we are still in bull cycle on Bitcoin, but we have to be strict on altcoin. This mini bull cycle was very different, and most of altcoin did not push above previous K resistances, and this is likely explained by a lot of fear, because of a lot of rug hack on the altcoin. People have lost confidence compared to the previous cycle. There's a lot of more rugs, a lot of fake projects like KDA, which was a very huge project with hundreds of millions of dollars of market cap, turning now into zero in value. So this can explain also why altcoins are not moving, because investors aren't fully ready to move. And of course, this is general vision, because if you pick the alt market, you have always many good projects outperforming this market if you do your research properly. So before we continue, of course, this is not a financial advice. Do your own research before investing. I know that my alt chart, you love to see it. I know that accuracy is very good on my, I can say, froggy vision. But yeah, of course, I'm not responsible of your decision, of your losses. So you have to enhance your skill and do your own research, of course. Yeah, I see. Do you want to check others alt? I can move on. So now that on the medium term, I can say within, let me check quickly. So we are here. If we project the Kumo, you can say on this SSA, yeah, you have the SSB here, 90K, yeah, exactly, yeah, you see Monday, 29 December, so around the end of the year, for me, Bitcoin will remain bearish, at least we can move downward toward 80K around the end of the year, so there is a huge gap open for a dump. You see also, you see the lagging span also here, very important on the weekly. We are without bull pressure, we are very low in bull pressure. Lagging span trying to cross a very tiny candle, so this is a weak support. Closed almost under the open here, so we can form support at 93. And if you look at the Kijun, without bull pressure at 93, we have a steep, so this is a weakness here, and meaning that bears, if we break by the downside, it will be a weak support on the weekly basis. That won't be a support like this one, a very large flat Kijun, very large flat Kumo. And usually with Ichimoku, when you have this, I can say this setup, this vision on the weekly, meaning that we are switching from bull to bear, and that's why it's difficult to predict what will happen, because this is very slow on this cycle. Bitcoin is moving above support since many weeks now, but it's showing weakness, and we are likely to break by the downside. And if we break under 93, 92, then we can easily reach the bottom of the SSB inside the cloud. And yeah, one thing also, usually when you are in a bull cycle, the last support is at the SSB. So as long as the price hold above or inside the cloud, then we are still in a weekly cycle, weekly bull cycle for me. Okay, so this is why it's very tricky, because of all of these parameters. Short term, even if Bitcoin dump 10%, 15%, we are still in a bull cycle on Bitcoin, but not on altcoin. So that's why, yeah, we have to be very cautious about that. And now that we have that I have my own market direction, I will try to adjust it with altcoin. And of course, altcoin charts aren't similar. You have some bull altcoin, you have some bearish altcoin, and that's why you have so many to enjoy my chart, because I can do the difference, I can detect the difference between each trendable chart. So yeah, please comment in the chat on Binance Square, on YouTube, and on X if you want me to check your Zen. Okay, I can check Zen, USDT, checking the comments, not many here. So that's it for Bitcoin. Somi, Zek, once again. Oh yeah, Zek was very interested. I give you the exact top once again, because I knew with Ichimoku, so we had a higher high. I told you to look for a short position and a reversal around 670K. This is exactly what happened, and this is why it's very good to have my skills, because we were still bullish on the higher time frame and also on the shortest time frame. So that's why you love to see my chart, because I do not FOMO. I learned to not FOMO and play level by level. And this is the worst part of trading, is to know what will happen next. So you see, yeah, I gave it at around 600.7. That's perfect. And now we are traded at 35% for 450, 420. So currently I will update then Zcash again. So this was indeed a higher low. So that's for me can validate this downtrend. For now, 2 point of contact only, but as I expected, you see, I anticipated a possible downtrend. We got this exact rejection, so this will be likely valid for the futures. Currently, ZEC looks bad on the H4. We pumped 20x on Zcash. So congratulations if you took it around $30. 20x pump in few days. You have, you see the Shinku head here. So that's why Ichimoku is also good. This, for me, ZEC is gonna retrace more. We have the Shinku head, meaning that we formed a top. We have the first huge bearish confirmation here with this huge daily candle closed 2 times here and here, and we closed also under the Kijun. So in my opinion, ZEC is gonna see a liquidity outflow and bearish correction, likely from the top, maybe can be 60%, because I know this is often the case when we started a long-term correction, especially after such a huge move. When we break by the downside long-term uptrend pattern, we likely tend to correct 60%. I don't know why this is almost always the case. So, and look at this. I'm pretty sure this corresponds to a fib level. Yeah, you see, we have the golden pocket at 350, and we have the 0.702 fib and 0.96 fib, which also could be the bottom. So for me, ZEC, I think bearish, and the momentum likely faded. It was only based on an hype, privacy hype, of course, with a narrative we saw on it. But you have to imagine that people and whales who bought at this stage, they are still up 15x, 20x. So the sell pressure will be stronger than the fresh buy pressure from retails, and they are likely gonna be trapped if they FOMO. And you can see the bearish channel also. We clearly, I think there is a good short setup indeed, with a possible stop loss above this uptrend that I explained you, downtrend, sorry. So ZEC for me is gonna dump toward 300, and I also explained this. I posted a chart on ZEC few weeks ago, last week maybe, and I called for this to happen, and I called also for the 290, 300. So before the breakout, I also called for it to happen, because I saw the reversal sign. You had a kind of bearish divergence, which was up on the daily. It's even more, you see, we had a beautiful bearish divergence, started from this channel to this low to this high. We had a lot of others reversal sign I was able to detect. You see also a double top. That was beautiful. Without Ichimoku, you cannot, it's difficult to see the double top, but you see, that's very clean. You have the first peak, we closed at 685, and yeah, same, that was a clean double top. I did not see it, I thought it was an higher low, but I was right, it was indeed a double top, and we saw a sharp rejection, plus that confirmed the Shinku head structures. So this is a long-term reversal structure. So you have to understand that this is a long-term reversal structure and not a short-term. So meaning that the momentum is likely gonna fade and remain bullish for a few weeks from this level. So don't be trapped at the wrong side. Double top structure. Yeah, so that was something like this. Double top, then we broke under the low, confirming that the momentum shifted from bulls to long. And Zcash, ZEC, even if you are seeing a lot of bullish posts on social media, please skip because you are gonna be trapped. Especially if Bitcoin continue to dump, as I explained, we can see another 30% move, and that could happen in few days. First, we have the channel breakout. We have the downtrend breakout and likely a retest. Here, bearish retest and breakout. Buy pressure remain very weak, okay? And we are turning also bearish on the H4 view. So we are still in a bear trend. Lagging span still above the cloud, but you see the Kumo here is very steep, very tiny. So as a Bitcoin, this is also a weak support. So once the H4 candle will close under 440, then we are gonna likely see a sharp drop. So just judging by this view, if I scroll and move on the lower time frames, I'm pretty certain that we are gonna see a bearish pattern, bearish structures forming. You will see, this is not magic, this is just froggy vision. So I'm looking for now a bearish structures because supports are weak. We are clearly bearish. Hop. Can be. Check. Yeah, so I don't see any particular structures. Yeah, currently we are still very bearish under, yeah, this resistance. So yeah, ZEC can dump a lot. I'm scared about short term because we can, with this volatility, see a consolidation for a while before to see the breakout downward. But at least if we remain stuck under 560, then the 300 dump scenario will remain valid. And the short-term levels, we have a huge resistance at 485 and 500. So currently, yeah, I think this is a bearish consolidation, and we are likely gonna dump indeed. Yeah, you can see this wedge also, this bearish wedge here. With the retest, we could head toward the low once again here. And if we break the H4, remember, H4 candle close under 440, then that could trigger a bigger sell pressure, and we could dump very likely toward next 375, 370, which is here. Yeah, you see. And this is likely gonna be the case. Remember that a few days ago I called for this dump. We already dumped 36%. So dumping another 15% is not much. If you compare the 20x pump we saw, So yeah, likely we are gonna see something like this on ZEC. Consolidation here before likely to dump again. So that's my view on ZEC. Really bearish regarding the previous huge pump, plus trend reversal. So let me know if you have some others alt to be checked. Comment if you want. Let me know. Okay, MLN, Fartcoin, Zen, ZEC. You are asking for MLN. I thought I charted it. There is no volume. MLN USDT. Yeah, looks very weak. My initial idea was bullish pattern here with bullish reversal structure with potential break, but currently the bull pressure is very weak. Oof, it looks bad because it looks bad. We have not confirmed any reversal and we saw many rejection. So the safest scenario on MLM currently, because when I have a bullish structure, when I shared some bullish structures, reversal pattern, if the market does not react on time, maybe within few days, just exit the position, because too much rejection at resistances often lead to a move at the opposite. So despite a huge over extend trend and oversell, likely not oversell on the RSI but Ichimoku, this is an anomaly on the market. That's why I expected to see some bull reversal, but judging by this pattern, this rejection again, we are likely gonna break by the downside if we remain stuck under 6.5 on the daily basis, and if we break by the downside here, then the direction will be here. So we could dump from 6.5, 6.20 to 5.00, 4.9. Once again, you see the open drive, candle here. So we could revisit again the lowest support we saw here without current fresh buy pressure and buy volume, of course. It looks like there is absolutely no buy pressure. It can be a bearish accumulation structure if we remain stuck under this level, because look at the daily candle, just look at this rejection on the Tenkan. 1 day, 2 day, 3, 4, 5, 6 days now in a row we closed and we got rejected on the main resistance. So difficult to say, but even if you followed my previous chart, we are at the same prices I shared. We are at the exact same prices I shared the chart. So MLN looks like can break by the downside if we remain stuck under this level. And more we spend time under resistances, more are chances to see a bearish move. Okay, so that's why you should not FOMO, and if you are uncertain about market direction, don't remain stuck in bad position, because a breakout at the opposite of your view after is difficult to exit, because you have a psychological negative bias and you will lose more than if you expected to see bearish move. So what I said is that it's better to close before the bearish breakout happen. So you will save a lot of money, and you will remain with a good psychology of this market, to chart this market. So hyper liquid, okay. I can check hyper liquid. Op. Just 1 second. Hype USDT. Whoa, we have not moved much. Okay. So this is hyper liquid. We have an H4 bearish rejection, which is very clean. Ooh, the daily chart also looks like a bearish break and retest. I don't like this candle on the daily. It feels like we got a bearish break, retest today before to move lower. Okay. So we are still very neutral technically. Whoa. If we got a trend reversal, yeah. Oh, this looks like an head and shoulders pattern, guys. No, you see, with the neck, the double top. You see the head and shoulders. So can be a long-term shift momentum, a long-term trend reversal. Hyper liquid currently looks bearish. We are still neutral because there is many big support, but I think that if Bitcoin dump, we can just from the low to the top. Yeah, you have the 0 point. You see the exact fib. You see this is almost each time magic. So if we start, if we continue the bearish correction, the bottom will likely be here on hyper liquid. 0.786 fib around, yeah, $30, $28, and my chart saying that we can see another bearish breakout. You see the left shoulder, right shoulder can be on the head. Yeah. So this is not likely visible on the prices because this reflects the candle closed 26 period in the past, but it helped me a lot to give you the right market direction. And when I see this chart, this is likely a bearish consolidation. So meaning that even if the momentum is bullish, the market need to brace and need to consolidate at lower support before to give us enough bullish momentum to move higher. So I know that the fundamentals are very clean or very bullish on hyper liquid, but think about that. If the alt market continue to dump, if the fear keep being high, meaning that we will have less users on the hyper liquid DEX, on blockchain protocol. Less user mean less fees also, mean less development for the project. So that could also explain the slight price decrease. Can be, I will try to find, because I see a kind of bearish pattern. Yeah, you see. So we started the bearish correction. Yeah, weekly likely head and shoulders pattern on the weekly. Yeah, so I think that we are gonna break down and consolidate around 28 and 30. You see also, and likely the started of this rising wedge, because usually when we break an ascending rising wedge, we can have a correction. We can see a correction, and the lowest support is usually at the start point of the wedge of the pattern. So also the 23 level up, and just let me check something from the low to the top. Yeah, you see this is the exact golden pocket also. So it's not because we retraced, we saw a sharp dump and an 80% pump that we found the bottom of the cycle. No, this is not the case. And this candle was an anomaly because of the abnormal volatility, so I won't take it into account for the cycle shifting, I can say. Sorry for the English, because I'm not fully fluent in English, but I think you understand. But this point, yeah, we should keep an eye on it, of course. But if we look at my views, yeah, hyperliquid is likely gonna dump because of the market structures. We have likely a double top also here. If you look, yeah, it looks like a double top here, similar as ZEC, meaning that if it's a double top, then we are gonna break under the low, which is, yeah, here. Yeah, so if we see a daily candle close under 35, then that will likely trigger another big bearish move, and the lowest support is at 30 on 28, and we can also move lower toward 23. So that's my view. And technically, for the long term, if you look at the previous ATH, resistances, technically, if we remain and if we keep consolidating above, yeah, this is 30 on 28. So for the long term, why not? Yeah, why not to see with this point of contact a long-term uptrend with the short-term momentum shifting bearish? So we could see something like this, and if it's happened, meaning that Bitcoin will also touch 90k, and in my bull scenario, if Bitcoin consolidates on the 88, then we could see a bottom around this level corresponding to the previous ATH resistances, which could possibly turn as support before the new bull cycle. And yeah, so for today, a daily candle close under 40 could lead to a huge dump, to a dump in the coming days. Oh, I did not see this. Okay. That's, yeah, you see, guys. Up. This is beautiful. Okay, we are clearly bearish. So this is a beautiful bearish setup here. We have the first leg down, the first bearish move. We have the bearish continuation pattern up, so it can be something like this, and now we broke the pattern. We have the perfect retest, which happened with a double top on the H4, and so this is usually a bearish continuation pattern, and then this is very beautiful, and if it gives me the $30 as target, that will be so clean. Oh, look at the accuracy of the setup. So from this first leg, from the $50 to the low, here I just copy paste the size of the move, and usually, so this is wedge, yeah, bearish wedge. Sometimes I have some difficult, yeah, it can be difficult. Yeah, this is something. Yeah, this is exactly something like that. You see, bearish wedge, yeah, rising wedge if you want, but this is in a bearish. Okay, so I reported the size of this cycle from this low to this high, from the retest, which could be at 41, but likely 40. Yeah, I got the exact target in my support. So this is just magic, because I did not see this configuration, and it corresponds exactly to the level I gave you. And from this low to this high, if it was, yeah, this is also the exact 0.786 fib. And keep in mind this fib, because you just have to look at all the charts you want. The 0.786 fib is most of time the bottom or the top of a cycle. The bottom, yeah, if you reverse the fib. So yeah, it looks like we are gonna break down also on hype. For the short term, I don't know when it will happen, but for the medium term, look at also the H1. We are still bearish. We made the retest, so we could dump very soon, meaning that the sell pressure is increasing. And for the stop loss, if you want to play it, of course, this is not a financial advice. You just have to look at the highest resistances at 43, and the retest of the pattern maybe 42. So if you want to play safe, maybe you can short at resistance, but it looks like we are gonna we are gonna dump pretty soon. So for the story, I stopped short. I stopped traded the short term. I'm more focused on the long term and medium term, because for me, leverage, it's very hard, very tricky, because even with 90% of success charts, I lost money last month with the volatility. I tried to play the short term, but with leverage, I tried to learn and focus on scalp strategy, but this is literally nonsense for me, no sense, because I forged my skills on the long term and medium term, and this is really not my job to play the short term. And I made a lot of money on spot and medium term, just giving time to the market to react. For example, here I have the bearish scenario. Okay, you will see next week this will likely happen in 90% of case, 80% of case, because each week we review my chart. You can scroll for years my pages. Each time it's almost perfect, and of course I can also fail. But during this lapse of time, for example, let's say, imagine I'm on the H4 chart here. Imagine that this scenario, okay, will play, let's say we are currently the 12th November. Let's say if this scenario happen and play, we touch the $30 in 12 days, okay, so in 2 weeks. So during that lapse of time, can happen, we can see something like this. So imagine all the stress you have if you enter now, if the breakout not happen. So imagine that if I open a 10x position, waiting for the short setup, that will be very stressful. It's very hard. So now that I have my scenario, I just have to enter maybe, or just my personal opinion, okay? Like one leverage short, two leverage short, I put a stop loss above that high, and I let the market deciding. So even if I stay in position for 10 days without invalidation, the trade is going. So you have not losses, you have no losses until you invalidate your plan. You have literally no stress, and you risk much less because no liquidation, and you can adjust. Of course, you can decide to close or leave this market if you change your mind, or if you are not confident against on your bet, I mean. So that's why I'm now focusing again on this kind of setup, which looks perfect to me. And I noticed something also for you, is that my chart accuracy is not much, but is more accurate when I trade the long term and medium term, because I have not the stress, and I can say my mind is in peace because I'm not focused on each move on the market, and I have much less stress, so I can focus on only the chart and only delivering you the best outlook like this setup. So let's see how it goes. I think that's pretty perfect for this one. And also we have a concordance. We have, how can I say in English? We have similar structures on MLN, meaning that if it's a bearish accumulation, we are gonna see the same, a dump. Bitcoin looks like the same. And it feels better to have the same chart structure on many charts, because you will have even more confidence, and the accuracy will be even stronger if you determine same market structure on many alts, especially when I charted Bitcoin at the beginning of the live, and on the live stream, and I said that the momentum is gonna be bearish for the next week. So that's why this setup could play very well. Do you have others pick, guys? So Zek, let's see how it plays. I will keep this chart up. Oh, the last H2 candle close was very bearish, you see. We are likely gonna retest the low, but if we break under the red line, then it can be another long-term trend forming here. Zek, it's okay for me. Please support, please follow me. Slow. Bitcoin. When dump, sir. You see same. We have a very bearish candle close on Bitcoin right now. Is there a bearish structures? Trying to find if we have a bearish structures, but strong rejection, double top here, continuation. Bitcoin closed bearish on the H4. That could trigger the next leg down with this candle. We could see a breakout of support pretty soon, with these structures. Oh, you see? You see this is exactly the same, guys. You see? Okay, so this is Bitcoin. Look at, this is beautiful. Look at, this is very beautiful. Look at the Bitcoin chart, guys. Look at the Bitcoin chart. This is the same view, so similar time frames. If we compare the chart, this is Bitcoin on the H4 time frames. Look at the chart of Bitcoin. Just register it in your mind and look at the chart of HYPE. This is exactly the same. That's insane. And yeah, if we look at what I said, so if we, yeah, so the bottom on Bitcoin is exactly, this is insane, because each time how can I say, each time I forward, I copy paste the possible size, the possible trend size from this low to this high, and when I report after the structure breakout, each time it corresponds exactly to the case report I gave you. So yeah, Bitcoin is gonna dump toward 92, 91 because we have the weekly uptrend, and hyperliquid is gonna follow. As you can see, we are at the retest of the exact structure, similar structures, not exactly the same steep, the same, yeah, but this is the same pattern, and we dumped 10% on Bitcoin. We can easily dump 50, yeah, on ZEC. So let's see. I think this will happen pretty soon. Maybe tonight we could see a dump. Maybe in few days. But yeah, this does not look good on the market, except if there is bullish news. But currently, with the shutdown, with the market general market outlook and economical news, this does not look good currently. So let me know what are your point of views. I can check Dash, okay, because many of you are waited for Dash. ZEC targets, so I don't give targets, but okay, ZEC, I don't give target. Yeah, this is exactly the same for ZEC. You see, if we decrease on the 15 minutes, I don't give target, but the main level you have to watch are 365, 375 dollar as lower big support. Local support, we have 440, 425k, and if we break, as I said, under 440, then we could see a sharp dump, likely 10 or 15%, and after that, depending on the bear pressure, then we could see a lower correction, deeper correction, or we could see regain of bullish momentum. But the yellow zone will be very important, because this is, I think, the 50% fib. No, this is the 0.72, and you have the lower fib here. So that could be a very important bottom on the yellow zone, and 250. Then if we see no bull pressure. So that's for ZEC, and for the resistances again, currently 480 is the main level to watch on an H1 candle close. So meaning that we could see some fake move, but if we don't break above this red zone, then that's clearly gonna be bearish for me. Okay, so I can move on Dash if you want. So I love to see this. I love this stream because we have a clean market direction on the medium term and short term, which is not usually the case, because the last few weeks we were fully neutral on Bitcoin and also on altcoin, So it gives me even more confidence to say that we are gonna see a dump, because the chart structure are very clean, the breakout are very clean. ZEC, very bearish signal, bearish setup, with a beautiful bearish confirmation. You see, this is very easy to know. We have a solid downtrend, lagging span, exit the Kumo, which means that there is a trend reversal, momentum is shifting. And look at, this is a sell signal, so meaning that the price is gonna dump very soon. We confirm the breakout of the support on the H4, you see. So that was on this market phase, a consolidation phase on the support. We just confirmed the breakout of the support by this close, and now my job is to give you the lowest support. You see the bearish trend on ZEC. As long as we are stuck under, we are gonna see another sharp fall. Can be the case like this. Okay, let me just, I need more time to find K level, but judging by the H4 view, by the daily view, this is a very bad chart, because the long-term trend reversal happened. You saw, okay, weekly candle close, also bearish breakout and retest. That's almost perfect on Ichimoku. And yeah, we have the 50% fib at 44, 45, which could happen. Yeah, I think that ZEC is gonna see, we are gonna see a sharp fall on ZEC. So if you are stuck in position, think twice before buying, because it looks like for me strong bearish accumulation, meaning that if we are unable to break the trend, we could see another sharp move like that one. Because I know this market, I know the structures. We are in a solid downtrend channel. Ooh, yeah, we can target 44, 45 on ZEC. So if Bitcoin break down as I expect, ZEC could possibly dump 25%. Yeah, of course this is the lowest, the biggest support I showed you, but we can also see some bullish reaction on the road, on support, yeah, which can be, so I'm trying to find support. So if we draw the fib from, yeah, this low to this high, yeah, so you see $50 also can be a good support. But yeah, ZEC looks like a dead coin right now. We have trend reversal, higher time frames, bearish retest, higher time frames, bearish breakout, H4. I will dive into the 15 minute and 5 minute to show you why it's likely very bearish. Oh, we can have also this kind of bearish structures and E3 reports. Yeah, you see, it will give us, this is insane. You see, each time it's matched perfectly with my targets. This is insane. So when I report, because it can be a kind of head and shoulders structures, left shoulders, so that was the head, right shoulders. If we report the pattern size from the left shoulders and the neckline breakout, we get exactly the $50. So ZEC, no, this is Dash, my bad. Yeah, same as other chart. it looks pretty bearish. Momentum is fading on the bull side. As long as we are stuck under this trend, yeah, we are gonna see a dump toward 50 or 43, 45 as a huge bottom also. Can be around that, but $50 is also a psychological level, so keep an eye on it. We have also to keep an eye on the bearish channel. If we look at the channel, we can see something like this because we break under the low. So without bull pressure, yeah, we can see a sharp dump on ZEC, and I said 60, and that was 57, yeah. I drew earlier 57 as a lower support. So currently, if we look at the 15 minutes, we broke, and I don't like to say we confirm the breakout because everything can happen. So if I say we confirm something, it means that we are 100% sure that will happen. And I will lie to you if I say I'm 100% sure. No one is 100% sure, because if Trump drop a news, or if there is a big news, if there is a big bullish news dropping on the economical side, we can see up a reversal from nowhere. But so that's why I don't like to say we are sure of something, but currently, yeah, it looks like, you see, we broke under the lowest points. We are still inside the downtrend channel. So what can happen is retest of this resistance, then another big sell-off. You see, we dumped 11% from this afternoon, from midday to the current time frame now. We dumped 12%, and we broke under the low, meaning that we can easily dump another 12%, yeah, because we have a bearish confirmation. As I said, don't take it with 100% of sure. Sorry for bad English, but don't be sure that will happen with 100% of time, because I know this market, it can be very volatile on both sides, but I can say 90% of case, yeah, this scenario will happen. Likely bearish move toward $50. If you are a trader, keep an eye on the level I gave here, because market is likely not gonna fall like this. Of course, we can see first consolidation, retest, boom, retest. So for example, consolidation on the $60, retest of the breakout, okay, then another bearish wave to the lower support, okay, retest of the previous breakout, and after that the final dump toward the main level. So that can be a possible scenario. But medium term, yeah, that looks like there is no more bullish momentum, and we are decreasing slowly with time, over time. I say slowly, but this is not slow, because you see 30% of move within 2 days. That's bad if you are a trader or an holder, of course. But if you look at the global chart, keep in mind that, again, people who booked Zcash around the end of September, they are still up 200%, so 2x. So from the top, we can see a 60% retracement. Yeah, that could be logic. 60% from the top will be around $60, okay. So that's normal volatility for me in such a market condition. And if we see once again, and I keep explaining this. Fib level are very important. Keep it simple. More you complicate things in your trading, more you want to use indicators, the more you will have errors and mistakes on your reading. Keep it simple, because even if lines seems to be simple, most of people don't look at parameters. They only trade because it's green, or they FOMO the crowd. So just keep it simple. For example, hop, you draw the line. As I explained, this is magic. You see, as I said, on Bitcoin, and at the beginning of the stream, most of time, if you look at cycle top and bottom, the bottom and the K, the most important support, when you have a breakout and a retest, also it works in that case, you have to look at the 0.786 fib. So it corresponds exactly to the level I gave, the 47. So that's just magic, because Ichimoku also reflect those level. So yeah, 48, 47 for me is the biggest level to watch for possible bearish scenario. If you are bullish, if you see something that I did not see, let me know, because I'm curious to learn also. Of course, I can have wrong, of course, but with such a market structure and clean bearish break, difficult for me to admit that that this chart is bullish when we have a clean bearish structure. So from this low to this pump to this top, prices made 250%, but we can easily grab liquidities again on the low, on the bottom at the beginning of this setup. This is the same scenario that happened on others, on the alt against Bitcoin. Let me show. Yeah. So you see, from this on the altcoin market cap, Bitcoin against altcoin market cap, that's the same. We pumped on this chart 6.5x, and it seems that we are gonna we dumped toward the exact almost bottom of the previous cycle. So it can be the case. Of course, this is not the same time frames, but this is most of time when where the price started to explode, where whales loaded a big bag, that they are going to defend their bag again and build back heavily at the same levels. And it works also at the top. Usually when you have a double top, this is the same strategy. You have the huge sell-off, for example, at a certain level, then you have a retracement, and then the same whales who sold at this level sell again in masses at the same level. So that's why it's not because, you should keep it in mind, it's not because we are up 250% that we are gonna up more. Can be the case if we are in a bull market with a clean retest, but currently when I look at the daily view, the chart looks clearly not dead, but manipulate, I can say, with huge volatility like that, without major support until the 50 and $47 on ZEC. So, and we are still very high in prices compared to September, so that makes sense for me. And of course the bullish scenario could be if we maintain the momentum, and if we, for the long term, consolidate above the SSB here, so 50% fib, which could confirm a breakout after this retest, then we could see another high. But for now, the momentum is clearly in favor of bearish of the bears. If we look at the short term, especially the H4 time frames with a clean trend reversal on the H4, you see the lagging span exciting the Kumo. Tenkan Kijun remain with bearish angular, solid downtrend. So I don't hope for a reversal. I just act according to my chart, and yeah, likely we are gonna see a dump next. So that's my view. So I know that all my chart looks pretty bearish, but I can't do nothing. This is what the market structure is reflecting. I know that it's better to be bullish. I can give you a bullish coin, which is Lava Network. I bought on spot Lava, still in big profit right now, but I expect much more, honestly. I gave you Lava up because it's not because the market is fully bearish. Fully bearish. Most of charts are stuck in resistances, under resistances that we don't see bullish altcoin. You just have to spend time to look for the best pick. And yeah, you see Lava. Yeah, I posted this 6 November. The price was at 0.084, and look at the current price. We are up 65% and it peaked at 110%. So this is exactly what I told you. My charts are just insane, and when I focus on the short term and medium term, I don't care about the market noises and current short term move. I just move on my plan. I try to find the best support and resistances, and I sometimes do DCA, sometimes I put my fund more heavily into a coin. But we have to be patient because the biggest move don't happen on the short term. It happen on the long term and medium term. And yes, if you follow my view, you are currently up more than 60-70% here. And this is likely just the beginning, because I expect to see Lava Network reaching a huge, I can say huge SEX exchange listing because of the fundamentals. So you have to dive into it, of course, before investing and agree with my lines. But for me, Lava Network, yeah, we are just at the beginning of the bull cycle for it. You see also on the weekly, it looks ready for price discovery mode. We have no more resistances. We broke above the Kijun 0.11. We can easily see a pump towards I can say 0.30. So which can double in prices very soon. So that's typically a coin that can bring you money against the market momentum, the bearish market momentum, because of the fundamental and of the bullish structures. So betting on an asset which is bullish against a bearish market, if you are able to understand it, you can save a lot of money and a lot of time and effort you spend on your chart. So that's it. And I think I will end the stream 1.5 hours now. 1.5 hours I'm live with you. What do you think about this session? Comment, please. Share if you enjoy it. And if you have some others alt that I can check, just let me know in comment. I will do a list and chart it for the next. For Koi, this is very disappointing because we are still very bearish. It has not moved much on my previous call, except the last one. It moved 70% from the bottom, but it's still stuck under big resistances. This is very, very risky on Kawhi because the momentum is very bearish, the trend is very bearish, but the higher time frame is showing a bull divergence and highly oversell trend. But you know, we dumped on Kawhi 96% from the previous top, so this is purely price manipulation. We can easily dump another 20 or 30% because this is clearly nothing compared to the liquidity exit we saw. But if the bottom come in, then this will be a huge jackpot for you, because also we can see a huge recovery in prices. But this is purely hope right now. For me, that's much safer to wait for a clean reversal and breakout. So I won't chill it again because I know many of you are following my lines blindly without doing their research, and the volatility is very big. What I can say is currently we are at the lowest support, but still bearish. It does not look like a triple bottom at the moment. If we break under the 0.8, then we could see another sharp dump as we saw, like this one. So this is very tricky. For the bull side, to be quickly, for the bulls, this is very tricky. The lagging span, Tenkan. Wow, this is insane. You see the SSA here, golden pocket here. So if bulls started to pump again, then we can see a sharp retracement toward $5, 5.8 before to see key resistances being hit. Of course, this is just pure speculation at this stage. And resistances, for me, without clean breakout above 1.2, then you should not try to risk fund in this one, because that's very risky. Short term, if you are a gambler, if you are if you like to do trading, you can scalp maybe. Of course, this is not a financial advice, just my idea. But being resistances, being support is always better than shorting support, of course. So that's it for Kawhi. Again, previous post, prices does not move, but latest post we saw 80% pump, so that was insane again. So thank you for following. I will end the stream, and that's it for me today. Again, my groups are free to join, so you can join my groups on Telegram. Even my private group is free to join. Just scroll on my bio. I will give you the link on YouTube. And thanks for following. If you enjoy, please share, and see you soon. I will post more maybe tomorrow, because I was not active. I was less active during the past few days. And thank you. See you soon. Bye guys.